Well, good morning. Today is Saturday, April the 26th. The time is 7:23 in the morning. Seems a little cooler today. I'm going to say it's probably about 23 or so. Actually, let's look. It's 25 already. It doesn't seem as humid. Thanks for joining me again today. Today I want to start with Beets. I don't usually give unsolicited advice, but I feel like I know you. So I'll make an exception. Next time you're feeling down, go by your local supermarket and buy yourself a jar of Beets. They go with almost everything. With salads and with hamburgers, with cats and vodka, sitcoms and sadness. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Beets in a moment. Personally, I think people don't think about Beets enough. Instead, we think about the casual way that people hurt us and hurt each other. You probably don't know this, but Beets are 88% water. So next time you're feeling down, go to the supermarket, get yourself some Beets, because you might just be dehydrated. When I was in sales, I used to do this thing called a pattern interrupt. Because sales is a buyer-seller dance. And most people don't know this, but buyers are in control of most sales interactions. But if you interrupt the pattern, then you become essentially the lead of this buyer-seller dance. It's a paradigm shift, and that's why I'm talking about Beets to start out. But I wanted to just mention a couple more things first. I had someone come to the channel a couple of days ago, and they left a comment that was both negative and whose opinions I did not agree with. But I left it there because I wanted to see if he was going to come back, because maybe he's just having a bad day, and it was one of these drive-by shootings. And B is I wanted to see if anybody would engage with his comment. No one did. But then less than 24 hours he came back and he commented on another post, and again he was very negative, and I didn't agree with his opinion. So I blocked him. I didn't answer his comment. There was no drama. There's no thought at all. I just simply blocked him. And you know why? Because online you're never going to convince anybody of anything. And essentially this is my house. So don't come and shit on my house, okay? If you're going to come and shit on my house, I'm not going to let you in the front door. So he's blocked. I'm a little surprised that a channel so small like this can actually get a negative comment. So this guy's trolling pretty deep into the weeds. Maybe he's been blocked everywhere he goes. But really, if somebody is acting like an idiot, the best thing to do is just move on and let them be an idiot somewhere else. I have no personal obligation to try to help him, to try to convince him in anything. And it doesn't impact me in any way, shape, or form. I only mention it because it's more advice, essentially. Move on, let go, do what you want. Don't worry about idiots. All right, on to Beets. So yesterday evening, about 6 o'clock, I left my apartment and I walked across the street and I got an electric U-bike, and I rode slowly, well, not really slowly, but not quickly either. They go 20, they max out at 20, so slower than a scooter but faster than a bike. I rode slowly and confidently up to the Raifong night market, and I can't remember when I was last at the Raifong night market. It wasn't this year, and I don't think it was last year, and it was on my list of things to do this year, so slowly I'm getting through this list. And I was thinking how nice it was, because it was the golden hour, essentially, 6 o'clock, sun's going down, there's lots of traffic, but it's just, I felt so carefree and relaxed, and there's just a nice nothingness to it, which I enjoyed. At the night market, there's a big lineup in front of the guy selling the pepper buns, Hujiabing. So I joined the line, of course. And he had three kinds of buns, and one was a pizza bun, and the other was a cheese and potato bun. And they're both good. And the thing about night market food is it's kind of a fusion food usually. And the pizza bun was actually quite good, so maybe you'll see that catching on in other night markets in Taiwan. And then as I was wandering around, I saw a guy selling hamburgers. And for me, I always want to try hamburgers when I see one. I know I'm boring. I'll go to a restaurant and I'll get a hamburger. Half the time I'll get a hamburger. So I get a hamburger, a cheeseburger, and cheese was an option. Bacon was not an option. An egg was an option. I can't imagine getting a hamburger with an egg on it, but whatever. But then as he's making the burger, he put on 3 slices of cucumber. I thought that was a little weird. But actually it wasn't that bad. And then I remembered that in Australia, they like to put a nice slice of beet on their hamburgers. And that got me thinking about Beets again. That's why I started this with Beets. We always think that our own world is the proper world, but people do things differently everywhere. And that brings me to the fried rice. A friend of mine online who's coming to Taiwan recently asked me, where's the best place to get fried rice in Kaohsiung? And I thought for a moment, it's a lot like if he has a Chinese friend, a Taiwanese friend, who asks him, where's a good place in Houston to get a peanut butter and jam sandwich? It's the same kind of question. Because fried rice is really just something you make at home. It's like the scraps and things. You just fry it up and call it fried rice. It's like a sandwich, essentially, for North Americans. We'll put anything between 2 slices of bread. That's what fried rice is for the Taiwanese, to a large degree. Having said that, I know of a couple of places where you can get fried rice in Kaohsiung, because I like fried rice too. But I know a hell of a lot more places where I could get Rodzao Fan or Ganmian or dumplings or a host of other things. So, funny question. It kind of shows a little bit of ignorance, but I don't want to appear to be some kind of know-it-all snob, food snob, Taiwanese old hand. It's just a little bit revealing, I'll say. All right, I want to wrap up a couple more things here. Earlier this week, I asked people what their favorite website, favorite channel was on YouTube, and I got some great answers. And I was thinking, I never shared my favorite YouTube channel. And currently, it's a guy called Sabbatical. His name is Tommy, and he's doing a series where he started in Ireland, and he's traveling across the landmass from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. And his videos are something like mine, except a lot more exciting. He'll get thrown in jail in Russia, but he's really best when he's in China, because he has a certain sarcastic way of making fun of the Chinese, which I really enjoy. So his name is Sabbatical. So I wanted to share that with you. And finally, I had a question, and when I get a question on my channel, I think I'm going to just answer it for everybody. And just because if one person is interested in it, then maybe everyone is. The question was, what stands out to you most when hiking in Taiwan versus Canada? And I thought about this morning, and there's three things. In Canada, it's always misty and damp. Even when it's warm, it's misty and damp. The other thing is, in Taiwan, it tends to be a lot more straight up and down. There tends to be a lot more stairs, either wooden or stone, carved into the mountain. So hiking is a lot more vertical in Taiwan. And the third thing is that it seems to me that hiking in Taiwan is more popular than hiking in Canada. And it may just be a matter that there's more people in less space. But I do think the Taiwanese enjoy hiking. They take it to the next level. And why I think that is because of the gear. They'll have hiking poles and hiking boots, and I don't even know what you call those things you put on your pants so they don't get wet. And hats, hiking hats. So I think those are the three main things. And finally, I just wanted to mention that the daily vlogging, I don't want to come across as being too self-absorbed. I do this for myself and for anyone else who wants to follow. And that's it. There's no drama. There's no expectations. There's nothing. I'm really trying to figure out what kind of vlog this is, because really in the world there's three kinds of stories. There's the quest, looking for something. There's overcoming the monster, accomplishing something, or there's rags to riches. And that's a growth and redemption kind of story. I think it's probably rags to riches. All right, thanks for joining me today. As always, it's been fun. See you again tomorrow.